forward to Pittsburgh, is there something that you saw in the second half last week that you could look to recapture and move forward to this week with that helped you win?
I think it's really starting off in the first half. I think that's just getting a score in the first half. Something we haven't been able to do the past couple weeks. I think that's what we need to continue to focus on is starting the game fast. Being locked in from the jump and just trying to get that spark to go early on.
Jordan, being in pads on Wednesday is fairly unusual around the league. Do you feel like it's a good way to start the week, though? Is there anything in that says, okay, we're going to get after it right away to start the week?
I think it is good. We've done it on the past on Thursdays, but like you said, I think just getting a jump on the week, being in the pads that first day, just I think kind of gets everybody going to start. But I think whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, guys are still going to fly around. They're going to compete. So I think it's really for the guys up front, front seven that's popping a little bit more. But I think it's good.
What does Aaron Jones open up for you besides his 24 touches? But his presence, what does that do for the other snaps when he's not touching?
Yeah, I think just his presence out there on the field, the defense has to account for him at all times. They got to know where he's at and what he's doing. But like I've said before, he's a playmaker. The more we can get him the ball, the better. Then obviously, just for the team, he's one of our leaders out there, one of our best leaders. And yeah, he's a great guy. Everybody feels the juice when he's out there, and I think the defense does as well.
So when you break huddle, you can see a defense maybe change personnel because 33's out there?
You can't see it, but I'm sure, they're talking on the sideline about where he's lined up, where he's at all times, just so, they're aware at all times, whether he's out wide, at receiver, in the backfield. I think you don't see it, but I think they're communicating for sure.
Obviously, there's probably some concern when Christian went down, but to see him pass protocol and he's back already, got to be a good feeling going into the week having him.
Yeah, definitely. You never really know what happens during the game when someone goes down, and especially in that play, I didn't really know what was going on with Christian. But we knew on the sideline during the game when he came back out of the tent, he was telling everybody he's good. But obviously, you never want to see anybody get hurt. It's an awesome feeling to see him back ready to go.
What do you think that kind of catch to go? The coach talked today about 50-50 going up and getting that 50-50. What do you think that does for a guy that needed something like that?
Yeah, I think it's huge for him. Being able to go up and make a play like that, it's a 50-50 ball, like you said, and he went up and made a great catch. So I think, everybody wants to make those plays, and it's a great feeling when you do make those plays, and you're that guy that, that's been a challenge that we've been, on him about is just making those plays on the field, and that was a great example of it. I think, there will be more of those plays going forward.
What were you doing with their coverage on him? Because I think you took the one shot early, and then you really didn't get a chance to go back to it until late. Were they doing anything coverage-wise that made it harder to go to him?
No. I think just when you get in those situations where you have those ops, we got to capitalize. Like you said, the one I missed to him earlier on. Definitely wish I would have had a better throw, but I think it's just kind of the calls we're getting. Like it's not like a shot every play for Christian. So I think it's just the way the game was flowing. But we try and dial some up, and then obviously the one later on that we did dial up, got the perfect coverage for it, and he was able to make that play.
Jordan, your offense performed the way it did down the stretch of that game, put it away Sunday. What kind of a man can it give you moving forward, or is it a total different thing this year every week?
No, I do think it gives you momentum. Being able to finish a game with the ball and like you said, have that momentum, and obviously just get a win. I think it propels us into this week. Keep building on what we did last week. Keep working at what we did. Everything that we focused on during the week of practice, just keep that up and don't change anything. But like you said, I think it does give you momentum to finish the game like that and then get a win.
Jordan, in the moment when you have one incompletion in an entire half of football, what does that feel like? Do you want the game to never end? And now are you eager to start the next game because of how that feeling was?
I think I don't even really think you realize, the kind of the stats that are going on during the game. But it's just, I think everybody kind of has a good feel of it. And that's one thing that was, I was trying to focus on going forward was just finding those completions and getting those positive plays. And it felt like that. You could feel kind of the momentum. We're moving the ball, continue to stay on rhythm with our offense. But more than anything, I think, like I said, it's just finding those positive plays, continue to have rhythm, stay away from the negative plays that kind of put us back, and when those do happen, just overcoming it.
Jordan, you've had Hunter, Donald, Wyatt. I feel like you're kind of in the middle of a murderer's row here.
Yeah, I mean that's the NFL. You know, I think every team has some good pass rushers, and you see them every week, and it's just, you know, I think we do a good job with having a game plan and being ready for those guys and what we're going to do to try and slow them down. But that's the NFL. Everybody's pretty good.
Jordan, with TJ specifically, what do you see from him on film? And if the guys, you know, there's a lot of elite pass rushers in this league, but the guys are different. How does the difference of a pass rusher affect things for you before the line of scrimmage, before the snap, and kind of your thought process?
Yeah, I mean, I think it affects a lot. You know, offensively, you know, protection where we're sliding to make sure we're, you know, getting as many hands as we can on those guys, and just like I said, just always knowing where they're at. You know, kind of how they like to rush. Just kind of watching through the week and what they like to do. But you know, like I said, you just have to have a feel for where they're at. But you know, TJ's a great player. Plays with like really good effort on every play, and I think their whole defense does a good job of that. So something we got to be able to match that going into the game.
Other than the effort, what stands out about him on the film? What makes him elite?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a really good get off. He's a quick player, explosive, and he's also powerful. But I think, you know, he likes to go up top, try and get around the edge, and kind of squeeze the pocket in. But I think he's a quick pass rusher, and he has some pretty good moves.
Jordan, how does Highsmith kind of complement him too, with the way they use those two guys together?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're kind of similar rushers. They both like to rush up the field, and he's the same way. He's a really quick. He's got a good get off. So I think just, you know, continue to mix up the cadence as best we can will help with that. But you know, it's just like you said, knowing where they're at. You know, being cognizant of my drops, how deep I'm getting, just so, you know, take a little bit of the pressure off on the tackles. Just knowing where I'm getting in that pocket. But they're both really, you know, quick trigger guys that can get upfield.
How rare of an athlete is TJ? And not just with his pass rush moves and his speed, but he tips balls, he picks balls, and he returns it after he does that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a playmaker. He's an athlete. You know, we've seen it today. He's getting some picks. He's getting some forced fumbles. He's recovering those. So I think he's a playmaker. He's a ball hawk. You know, he's looking for the ball at all times. But I mean, that's their defense. I think they do a good job of creating some chaos and getting those turnovers. And that's the key for us is to not let that happen in this game.
Jordan, you were 12 out of 13 in the second half last week. What, and I think it was just a throwaway. What worked so well for you in the second half?
You know, I think guys are just making plays. I think we had a really good game plan going into the week, and we executed it really well going into the game. You know, there was a lot of guys making plays out there, and like I said, you know, my focus point was just trying to find those completions. But guys are getting open. You know, they're doing a good job, and I think it all ties back to the week we had in practice. I think we had a great week. Everyone felt really locked in with the game plan and really confident in it. I think it went out there and showed during the game.
Okay, I understand that you can't throw passes to yourself, so it takes everybody, but you have been consistently better in the second half. Is that just a young guy / young offense needing 20, 30 reps to understand what you're seeing, and then you're able to adjust to it? Or is there something more to it?
No, I mean, I think it's a little bit of everything. You know, I think we do come in and make some good adjustments at halftime and kind of get a better feel of what they're doing to us and things like that. But no, I mean, that's the trick, trying to figure out what the difference is in first half to second half, because obviously we've been a much better offense in the second half. But you know, I think we just got to focus on doing a better job starting the game the way we finished the game. But you know, I can't really put my finger on it.
Davian has frequently been in positions for you to get him the ball. What is it about his skill set or the execution that puts him in those spots?
Yeah, I mean, I think he does a really good job, you know, with his releases off the line. He's able to create a lot of separation, and then at the top of his routes, you know, I think he's a shifty guy that, you know, DBs just have a hard time, you know, sticking with. I think he just does a really good job at the routes. He understands, you know, the concepts and the timing of them, and he's been getting better every week. But I think he's a shifty guy. Like I said, it's hard for DBs to cover him. So definitely trying to keep getting him the ball going forward.
Around the same time last year, Christian had a huge first touchdown catch against the Cowboys and then went off on just a stretch of football. Do you think the catch he had the other day can spark something similar this year for him?
Definitely. You know, I think, like you said, once he got that play last year, he just kind of got in that role and was making all those plays out there. So, you know, you always just, you know, sometimes it just takes one play to get that confidence going and just have that feeling of that you're gonna make the play every time. And I think that's what he wants. He wants the ball in his hands, and you know, I think going forward, there's going to be some more of that, you know, contested catches, things like that. But, you know, you've seen what he could do last year, and he's definitely capable of making a lot of these big-time plays. And but like you said, it takes everybody. It takes me throwing him a great ball, But I think he's going to keep stacking those things.
What do you think seeing the big competitions to Musgrave can do for him, just from a confidence standpoint and the knowledge that he'll find him if he can get open out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's piggybacking off that. I think it's the same thing. Like, you just need a couple of those plays to go your way, and to have that feeling of, you made the play to get going. But I think he's a great player as well. We just got to keep trying to get him the ball more. But I think that touchdown was huge for him. Just being able to get that yak right there and make guy miss and get in the end zone. So, like I said, it might just take one play sometimes to get rolling and get a consistent basis making those plays.
Jordan, Aaron talked about how excited he was when that play call finally came in. I'm just wondering what your thought was when, after getting a chance to run it a little bit.
The touchdown to Luke?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, everyone kind of, I think, was excited when the play call came in because we knew, you have a certain amount of trick plays you practice during the week, and, sometimes they get called, sometimes they don't get called. So when it came in, I think everybody was excited, and it actually, it turned out exactly how we ran it in practice. Same look, everything. So I think everybody's pretty excited when that play came in.
How many times did you rep it last week?
I mean, live we repped it one time for sure. We might have walked through it a couple more times, but live we repped it once, and like I said, it was like the exact same look the scout team D gave us.
Who had the best fake? AJ, I think he was on the right flat. I mean, he sold.
I mean, they both sold. I think the second one, sold it a little bit more. The defense was like, all right, the first one's a fake, and they started flying over to AJ. So, I don't know. They're both pretty good fakes.
This week kind of marks the midway point of the season. After Sunday, we'll have 8 games behind you and in front of you and all that. How does it feel to be part of this offense midway through versus maybe what you expected? And what's it been like from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I've talked about before, I think it's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, some inconsistencies. And I think, we're continuing to build every week and just trying to get this thing going where it's just consistent performance every week, where we're just continuing to lock in and focus on the plays, focus on our details, and just going out there and executing. But I think we're moving in the right direction for sure.
Is there a significant difference in your own confidence level from week 1 to now, just having the reps under your belt? Or?
No, but I think, like I said before, the more reps I can get, the better I feel out there, the more confident, the more looks I've seen, and have just better feel of where to go with the ball, understand protections, things like that. But my confidence hasn't shaken at all.
2 more for Jordan.
Go ahead.
This is a legacy franchise, the Packers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are too.
Do you have any thoughts about what the Steelers are as a franchise? Do you remember this team against the Steelers in the Super Bowl?
I mean, yeah. I think, like you said, they're a legacy franchise as well. They've had a lot of great players over there, and they've been good for a long time. So yeah, I mean, like you said, I remember the Super Bowl, but they're a good team. They've been a good team. They have a great coach. So yeah.
When you have Aaron Jones 100%, do you feel like your offense can do anything it wants to and can really have a really good season?
Yeah, I mean, when you have all your guys out there, I definitely think this offense has a really high ceiling, and like I said, when Aaron Jones is out there, it just creates more plays, more opportunity for other guys as well when the defense is locking in on him. But yeah, but then when you don't have guys, we've talked about other guys need to step up, and can't let that performance kind of die down. But yeah, when you have your best guys out there, for sure, it adds just extra level the defense got to look for, and just try and get those guys the ball.